She wasn't supposed to be there. Not alone. Not unarmed. Not after failing her first jump just a week ago. But fate doesn't ask permission and war doesn't care if you're ready. When the distress call came in, pilot down, coordinates marked, hostile zone. Everyone hesitated, everyone except her. She didn't ask. She just strapped in, saluted the commander and jumped. Alone, into the dark, into hell. Private Eliza Monroe had been the quiet one, not shy, just focused. She wasn't the loudest in training or the fastest on the obstacle course, and when she failed her first airborne jump during basic, the whispers started. Too careful. Not cut out for combat. The instructors didn't say much, but their silence said enough. She barely passed the retake. No one expected much from her. Then came Operation Blind Spot. An elite fighter pilot, Coulson Raptor, had been shot down deep behind enemy lines. Satellite intel showed he was alive but surrounded, hiding in a ravine surrounded by insurgent patrols. Rescue was deemed high risk. A squad was being assembled. Hours were ticking, but each minute increased the chance of capture. Eliza wasn't even on the shortlist. She wasn't supposed to be near the command tent, but as luck or something else would have it, she was delivering a comms update to Major Harper when the call came in. She heard the tension, the hesitation, and then she did something she'd never done before. She spoke up. "Sir, I'll go." The room turned. The major blinked. "Private Monroe, you're not." "I've studied the maps," she interrupted, voice steady. "I've trained on silent drop. I know the terrain. Give me the location and a chance." There was a beat of silence, the kind that stretches between disbelief and decision. He said yes. No team, no backup, just her. The aircraft roared overhead under moonless skies. She stood at the edge of the ramp, wind screaming past her, heart pounding. She thought of that first failed jump, how her chute tangled, how she hit the dirt hard, breath knocked from her lungs. She thought of how it felt to watch the others move on while she was pulled back. Not tonight. She jumped. The air wrapped around her like ice, the ground rushing up faster than it should. She pulled her chute, clean this time, and floated silently into the void. Trees rose like spikes below her. She landed rough, rolled twice, and lay still, listening. Silence. Then came the noise. Footsteps, distant voices in a language she didn't speak but had trained to recognize. She slipped into the undergrowth, heart thudding in rhythm with her boots. Hours passed. She crept low, drank from muddy streams, ate protein chews from her belt pouch. She checked her tracker, 1 mile left. Then, just before dawn, she found him. The pilot was barely conscious. A bloody gash across his forehead, one arm limp. His radio was dead. His weapon empty. But his eyes flickered open when she whispered, friendly. "You alone?" he croaked. She nodded. "Hell of a rescue party." She smiled. "Let's get you out of here." But extraction wasn't coming for another 4 hours. Until then, it was just the two of them against a dozen well-armed insurgents combing the forest. She patched his arm, gave him water, and dragged him, inch by inch, deeper into the brush. At one point, she lay over him completely still as 2 enemy scouts passed within 5 feet. One of them stopped, turned, looked right through the trees. She didn't breathe, didn't blink, didn't pray. There wasn't time. Then, as suddenly as they came, they moved on. By the time the rescue chopper arrived, she had lit a smoke signal with her emergency flare, disguised beneath layers of leaves so only a thermal drone could spot it. The pilot was lifted first. She climbed aboard second, covered in mud, blood, and scratches. Back at base, no one said a word as she stepped off. The major walked up, saluted her, and handed her a folded slip of paper. It was transfer approval to an elite recon unit. Signed, stamped, effective immediately. She blinked. "You earned it," he said. That night, when the others at camp whispered about the girl who failed her first jump, they told a different story. The story of the soldier who jumped alone and came back with a legend.